current account deficit is more a residual of policies rather than a target of policies. I mean, you do all the things that you can, and if all of them work together, they bring down the current account deficit. A current account deficit essentially reflects the fact that you're investing more than you're saving. I mean, that's technically the definition of the current account deficit, which means you need to borrow from abroad to finance your investment. Now, ideally, the way you would reduce your current account deficit is by saving more, which means consuming less, which means buying fewer goods from abroad, which means importing less, or the counterpart of this thing is investing less, because that would then allow you to bridge the current account. Now, we don't want to invest less. We have enormous investment needs. So ideally, what we'd want to do is save more. Now, how do you save more? Well, the first is the government has to cut its undersaving or its deficits, and that's part of what we're doing. But second way we have to save more is if the public decides to save more rather than spend, and we need to encourage financial savings. I think as inflation comes down, that will happen, and people will also shift from saving in gold, which counts as part of the current account deficit, to making financial savings, which would actually reduce the current account deficit. Apart from that, I think the central the other way to look at the current account deficit identity is it's your trade deficit plus your invisibles and services. Now, can we reduce the trade deficit? One aspect is to import less, the other is to export more. So can we create the conditions for India to export more, which means focus on competitiveness, which is where all the infrastructure spending and the investment in human capital will help. So my sense is investment will be the way to create a more competitive India, which will help us bring the current account deficit under control over time. In the meantime, we should try and encourage savings, try and create a better environment for businesses to set up, and enable the efficient and safe financing of the deficit, which includes things like allowing more FDI, because that's a form of investment into India coming from abroad, which allows us to finance the deficit.